I'm going to call to order the meeting of the Fountain County Alcoholic Beverage Board. Let the record reflect that it is August 26th, 2026. It's 1:35 p.m. I'm Officer Gillum. I work with the State Excise Police. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Cindy Mason.
This is being recorded with audio and video equipment, so be mindful of anything you say after this point. That's usually for my own benefit. Since you're offering sworn testimony, I need you to take an oath, so if you would please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties for perjury that the answers you've given on your application or any testimony you give to questions asked by the board be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Thank you.
I think. Okay, board members, we have renewals, no violations. For the CVS Pharmacy, West Jackson Street, Attica. CVS Pharmacy, 3rd Street, Covington. The Hillsborough Hustle Saloon in Hillsborough. The Devon Theater, West Mill Street, Attica. Covington Marathon on Stringtown Road. State Street Bar and Grill, East State Street in Kingman. Any questions or concerns on those?
No,
We have a motion regarding those renewals.
move to approve renewals.
Second.
Moved and seconded for approval. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion will carry. Okay, next we have a new, looks like a beer license for the Shawnee Lanes Bowling Alleys, Highway 41, Attica. Permit number RR 2343789. Like to introduce yourself?
Melissa Davis, no, well, this is LLC is our full name, business out of Shawnee Lanes, and they're on 41 South and Attica. The main purpose, main intention of my new permit is there had previously been a beer and wine permit. When I acquired the property in 2018, we've since gotten back and forth the idea of whether or not we needed both of those. So under guidance and advisement, I was told that it was the best course of action to get a whole new license if you wanted to do away from beer and wine to beer. So that's why I'm here today. We went ahead and wrote a period of time that previous license could fully expire and age out so that we wouldn't have any sort of trouble with like looking like there were 2 licenses going to be the same area or anything like that. So not that I thought that I had to do that, which is my easiest course of action, which is why I did. So like that old one fully expire out and outside of any renewal or possibility of re-emerging, so that we can enter this new one for a year.
You made it a little more complicated in your head, I think.
Probably.
But I mean, you have a down season, right?
Yeah, so we do close every summer. So that is the kind of time where we take a breath and once we have some free time.
In your case, it doesn't hurt anything to do it that way, but lots of businesses
Right,
want to have 0 downtime in their.
right. You did, and I do have the luxury of it being just like a little pet project that's trying to keep it alive for Attica, so it wasn't my main function, and I know that's not always the case when people acquire new businesses, but it's just the pet project.
What kind of shapes the property in?
Much better now,
Does it?
we wrote last fall.
I was gonna say, you got that worked out.
Yeah, I was like that, from what I understand, into the late 70s, early 80s, that roof has been leaking. So finally, I have a full new metal roof that I've been spending the last beyond myself. So that in itself was our main struggle. Other than that,
See it do any damage, mostly to the, like,
No.
really,
That doesn't even
if
seem,
you want more details, it is a funny story. If you put your head up in that attic, there's probably about 100 to 200 folder scans. They all serve their job well. And it used to actually be the job of one of the sons, to empty those every week. So we've left them up there for historical purposes. But I think it could have easily been a business expense as to why I'm under some coffee. The cans were necessary. But so all of the structure underneath those are dry. Essentially, it didn't hold any water. It ran around through. All of the wood on the legs and everything is so oiled that it's basically natural water repellent. So we got lucky. I mean, everything is perfectly in line to either be, rehab back or closing back with their own.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
So hours of operation, I know it varies throughout the year, but what are we looking at? Typical.
So we now operate Sunday through Thursday. It's six, yeah, okay, so it is 5 hours. I was gonna say 5. And I have a manager, who's going on to, increase the capacity for hours on weekends. So, even though those are the current hours and the hours that I listed when we were, formulating out the, application that was submitted in the spring. There is some like future potential for it to be open as more recreational and less league zone.
And it's not something you're held to, just curiosity.
That's,
And then what are we doing for alcohol service? No, it's just beer, or do we have a bar in there?
it's the same that it's always been, actually, nothing's been reconfigured, so there.
Haven't been in there in like 15 years.
Yeah, but I guarantee it's still not there. Even 15 years ago. So I think well, actually, I think about 30 years ago, we just wanted to build a counter. So all of the beer will be kept in the refrigerators that are behind that counter. The service would go only over to that counter. There's not table service. So it's not like a restaurant. It's all purchased from the counter stuff. I guess it's
Is there a certain area then for the alcohol? Or it's,
there's not certain designated area, no, so it's like, it's just a restricted purchase environment, so then, you know, the tables there in front. There's a kind of another bar type section, I guess it's more of a counter, I guess, it's then they would step down to.
I'm assuming this being the parking lot, so that's part of the front door.
Explain that to me a little bit, so.
Yeah, so like there's that counter that comes, so this is the area where the refrigerators and concession stand and everything is.
okay,
So everything is not accessible to anybody, you know, all the storage of the
Sure,
alcohol would be in this locked room. But then there's the seating that it's, you know, where you would eat or wait until your rooms are ready. But then there's that same,
right,
right, I guess it's a counter really that separates, then you go down the approaches and all the things down here. So, yeah, basically this area is where people eat and drink. This locker room right now is actually closed off to people. We move the lockers out here. So all of this back here besides the bathrooms is inaccessible, just, you know, employees only, meetings type.
Years ago, when that was actually a
Yeah,
restaurant.
Gary told me about it. Cause now those windows have actually been like, he did that before I bought it from him. He had them blocked up because everybody kept breaking the windows. But he said that was all that flat roof part was all restaurant.
Was a restaurant.
Yeah. So, and there've been some discussions with people, I don't know, but,
People, different restaurants have been like, hey, you ever thought about putting one back out there? So, you know, there's the potential at some point, because,
Baby steps.
yeah, it's just like, you know, you can let your imagination run wild.
Yeah. Okay, yeah,
But preserving the lanes and that kind of like, just that recreational activity for the town is really what was my main goal.
so where did they get their shoes?
Right, there's in town,
Sing counter, so you get a beer and a shoe.
beer, food, and hot dog. I don't think, no hot dogs, microwave cheeseburger and a pizza. I'm trying to think of what the concession stand even has, yeah.
Okay,
Chips,
okay,
yeah.
good.
Okay, so just a few things. I'm not doing anything important here, I'm just working.
The what?
I'm just working here, I'm not looking at anything. So you are required to meet the minimum food requirements, so you have to have hot soup, hot sandwiches, coffee, milk, and soft drinks for
Right.
25 people at all times, so you don't have to have like fresh soup out. At least 25 cans and the bowls, spoons, the ability to heat it and serve it.
Right. Yeah.
You had mentioned adding a restaurant partner at some point.
It's just been people have asked, like I said, it just, we
So-
don't. So that would have to be something that would be like, full drinking stuff like that.
So if you do, you cannot have a separate business operating inside of yours.
Okay,
So if you get to that point, just call me and I'll walk you through how we do it. We have the same problem over here with the Japanese steakhouse and the bar. Two businesses operating in the same space, using the same permit. Doesn't work, so there are ways to do it. Typically, there's 2 ways, but I won't bore you with that. Just, if you get to that point, call me and I will send you the details.
okay, yeah.
You should have my information, so. Okay, what policies do you have in place for alcohol service? No, I don't think so. It's just a question. So how do you plan on controlling? You're not gonna be running this itself yourself, are you?
Yeah, actually, yeah. So I've never had employees. So, I mean, there you go, card everyone that's, you know, I've done the training, whatever, like the online training, so, carbon everyone, making certain people are not showing visible signs of intoxication, people are being served. Keep everything out of the public way, all accesses are out of the public.
Okay, and do you have any system in place for checking ID or anything?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Or is it a scanner or are you just gonna do manual?
yeah, we can check, yeah. I'm not sophisticated enough to have that. So like, that I'm solely relying on my vast knowledge of people in Africa. And it's ground communities too, so I do find it very hard for people to those to be somebody they're not.
That's kind of gotta be a fun position to be in.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any other questions?
So on times, I think the one thing though, on times when you're not able to be there,
Oh, yeah.
do you have a statement of what the bartender?
Can't do, right, yeah, so, I think in the past, it's just been like Larry, or not Larry, Larry Taylor had one, but, Gary Swanson also has his similar implement. So anybody that would be hired or left in charge would have to have that.
Because I
That
just
is like,
think if somebody is in violation, I mean, you're the one that's going to be ultimately responsible.
right,
So it's good that you even put in there, if you violate, there will be consequences
Oh.
to it, including termination.
for sure,
Just a safeguard for you, because
yeah,
we've seen people who they were fine, but somebody came in to relieve.
well, and I have to say to the pharmacy too.
Yeah,
With
yes,
having
you
legal
do.
life there, so I have that same, expectation with them, I find, they're just as, they know that they have much more
Well,
ability, so the right things are done.
And have them sign it less. I mean, if,
Yeah.
I know, so
Right.
they can't come back and say, well, she doesn't like me, and she's out to get me,
Yeah.
blah, blah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I went to hard trade on a lot of those things. but
Protect yourself.
I think the biggest lessons came from the nursing home. Like, you're gonna have a lot of employees to try to do everything.
Yeah.
So big thing, make sure everybody serving alcohol has an employee permit, has been through the training.
Uh.
You're required to keep copies of all that stuff and
Right.
monitor them and make sure that they haven't expired. They have to be employees, so you can't just let random people with employee permits come in and work for you.
Right.
Um,
So that's right. So,
Well, you can't do everything, so at some point you're gonna have to hire someone.
yeah.
So mostly what's your hours then? Is
Well,
it evening hours right now?
yeah, so and in all the previous years, like I said, it's been just leaks.
Leagues in the
Yeah.
evening.
So leaks in the evening and then operators 5 days a week, Sunday through Thursday. So we weren't open on the weekends. Like I said, that's something that we need to, and honestly too, with, something being $3 a game, is not where the money is going to be able to support the advance of this business. So again, having the liquor license help us to expand that into that we can actually make money in the recreational environment too. So I'm going in here, once we have this process approved, then we can look for expanding those hours on weekends. Then I can move to, okay, let's get some employees. Again, it's all a step-by-step process, so I didn't want to be part for yours.
Make sure we're watching, especially bowling alleys or larger venues. If you cut somebody off, make sure the employees know to watch them because somebody else will provide beer to them
Right.
and that'll get you in trouble.
Yeah, so it's always been my process that if someone was overindulged, that they actually exit the premises, so let's get them right home, they clearly reached their limit as well.
Yeah,
It
take
just, it avoids liability of them falling down and causing an injury, and because this is the physical activity that they're doing, with bowling, so.
Like you said, even driving home could put you at risk of.
Right, so that's, when it gets to any sort of that point, it's kind of the fun of the.
It'll be more for you to kind of watch over your employees rather than yourself, but
Yeah,
sometimes employees they're just having fun and they don't understand the liability that you do. If somebody is over serving and take responsibility for them, you don't necessarily have to kick them out like immediately, but no more alcohol, we're giving you water, I'm gonna get you a ride. Don't get into the habit of letting people be overserved with the assumption that you can get them a ride. Once they're showing signs, we're done.
Correct.
Is there an Uber around here? Or,
I think it comes and goes. Sometimes, I mean, I know on the day, like, I love not weekends and stuff, and I know that works in France, she gives people rides.
you gotta be,
She does a little taxi service out there, she's necessarily in Uber, but
you just gotta be real careful with that. I mean,
Yeah.
even as law enforcement officers, we are very cautious when we take anybody home, and we don't need anybody filing complaints or
Yeah,
making accusations or anything like that.
yeah.
So, okay, well, it sounds like you've got everything covered, so. You guys have a motion?
I move that we approve the request.
I second it.
Move to second for approval, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, motion will carry. Leslie, thank you. You can take the sign down now.
Do I?
You can take the sign down now.
Oh, okay, good. This was on the time.
I'm gonna have you come up here and sign this real quick. I'm assuming this is all accurate based on your,
Yeah. Oh, I did sign it. Oh, you want me to sign it again?
I don't know what that said, so. I don't know what that says either, but I trust you this time.
Yeah, well, it looks the same. The stop, please, doesn't get the drawing. I did sign it.
You're good. All right, you have a good day.
Okay. All right, I'll be in touch with you later.
Okay, like I said, I'll get that.
This week or on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll get a little lunch. I know where you live.
yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Leslie.
Board members, I'm gonna make a motion that we adjourn.
I make a motion that we
I
adjourn.
already made it. All in favor, say aye.
Did you make? Oh, I'm sorry.
Your turn.